Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will discuss celiac disease. What is celiac disease? Celiac disease is also known as also known as gluten sensitive enteropathy. What is celiac disease? Celiac disease is an immune mediated enteropathy and it is triggered by gluten presence of gluten in the diet, such as in the grains including barley, wheat, maize, etc. So this is celiac disease. Now what is pathogenesis of celiac disease? As we know that the grains such as barley etc. contain this gluten. This gluten is a polypeptide. It is degraded by the enzymes in the GIT into this gliadin 33 amino acid containing peptide and into other smaller peptides. Why I mentioned this gliadin? Because for the development of celiac disease, this gliadin plays the major role. This gliadin is deamidated by transglutaminase. Transglutaminase, when causes deamidation of this gliadin, then it is able to bind with the antigen presenting cells that express HLA-DQ2 as well as HLA-DQ8. Present this antigen, that is deamidated gliadin, to T helper cells. These T helper cells are when activated, then they produce the cytokines that cause damage to the tissues. Furthermore, these T helper cells activate the B lymphocytes to produce the antibodies. These antibodies are anti-transglutaminase antibody, anti-gliadin antibody, and anti-endomysial antibodies. These antibodies are helpful in the diagnosis of this celiac disease. We will discuss it later. Now, the next thing is these gliadin peptides interact with the epithelial cells. And these epithelial cells produce interleukin 15. Due to production of this interleukin 15, these T lymphocytes, that is cytotoxic T lymphocytes, are activated. When cytotoxic T lymphocytes are activated, then these have a receptor, that is NKG2D. This receptor binds with this protein present on the surface of enterocytes, and in this way it causes damage to the enterocytes. So, in this way it causes damage to the enterocytes. Furthermore, due to damage to these enterocytes, it helps in increasing the movement of this gliadin protein towards the other epithelial cells, and in this way further deamidation of gliadin occurs and further damage to the epithelial cells occurs in a positive feedback way. This is all about the pathogenesis of celiac disease. What is the morphology of celiac disease? We took the biopsy specimens from distal portion of duodenum and proximal portion of the jejunum, because these are the areas which are mainly exposed to this gliadin and gluten proteins. If we see histologically, we can see cracked hyperplasia, villus atrophy. Due to villus atrophy, absorption is disturbed, and furthermore we can see the plasma cell infiltrates, mast cells, eosinophils in the lamina propria and intraepithelial lymphocytosis. Furthermore, due to increased epithelial cells turnover, limited ability to fully differentiate and express the proteins that are required for absorption and transport. So this is all about the morphology. Clinical features. Clinical features are classified into classic symptoms and non-classic symptoms. Classic symptoms are seen in the children with the age of 6 to 24 months after the introduction of gluten in diet, and these include abdominal distension, anorexia, diarrhea, failure to thrive, weight loss and muscle wasting. These are the classical symptoms, and these develop in the early age. The next symptoms are non-classic symptoms, and these symptoms appear in the older age of the children. These are abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, bloating, constipation and dermatitis herpetiformis. These are the blistering skin lesions. So these are the clinical features. The chances of developing intestinal carcinomas are increased in the patients of celiac disease. One of the most common carcinoma is enteropathy, associated T-cell lymphoma, and it is an aggressive tumor. When to check for or when to think for this tumor? When you are taking gluten-free diet, and the symptoms of celiac disease are appearing although you are taking this gluten-free diet. So you should check for this enteropathy associated T-cell lymphoma. Now, what is the treatment of celiac disease? The main treatment for celiac disease is you should take gluten free diet. If you take gluten free diet, then no celiac disease symptoms appear in you.